What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Broncos Week 12 recap as the Browns lose only their fourth game of the year today to the Denver Broncos by a final score of 29-12. And believe it or not, that's the first ever 29-12 final score in NFL history. So you know what that means? Scoregami! Of course, we had to come up on the bad side of the scoregami, right? Now, you look at how the Browns did in this game, and really from the beginning, it was stinky. Yeah, wasn't our best game at all. Dorian Thompson Robinson got the start, of course, and honestly, he didn't do bad. 14 of 29, 134 yards and a touchdown. And yeah, the receivers were cursed with stone hands today. A lot of drops. And DTR did take care of the ball, though. I do like that. But of course, in typical Browns fashion, right as he was starting to get going, he gets hurt. Yeah, he has a concussion, so we'll see if he comes back next week. If not, don't be surprised if Joe Flacco starts. For anyone wondering where Joe Flacco was for today's game, he wasn't brought up off the practice squad, so we had to rely on PJ Walker, who went out there and looked like trash. Surprise, surprise. 6 of 13, 56 yards, got sacked 4 times, and I swear there was like 2 strip sacks in there too. My God, the dude could not hang on to the damn ball. He's addicted to turning the ball over. My God. Ruined the entire vibe of the game for the Browns. Like, they were just starting to get going too. They were in it with DTR, and then he gets hurt. PJ comes in there and just goes all down the drain. On the ground, against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, 24 carries, 107 yards. Jerome Ford had a pretty good game, 9 for 65. Kareem, 7 for 22. DTR, 5 for 21. Bryant, don't even want to talk about him. Elijah Moore, nothing. PJ Walker had 1 carry for -1 yards. Ass. Not what you'd want against the worst run defense in the NFL. And then through the air, like I said, when they weren't dropping the ball, David Njoku, 6 receptions, 59 yards, dropped a couple big ones, especially one where if he would have caught it, he could have gone a long way. Cedric Tillman had a pretty good game, 4 receptions, 55 yards. Elijah Moore, 3 for 44. Amari Cooper, 2 for 16. Jerome Ford had 4 receptions, 14 yards. And Harrison Bryant caught DTR's first career pass and touchdown. His only reception of the game, 2-yard touchdown. And David Bell had 1 or 2 targets, no catches. But yeah, you look at the amount of fumbles. 2 by PJ Walker, 1 by Harrison Bryant on that stupid freaking QB sneak thing that they like to do. You know, where they have Bryant go under center to try to get the first down on a 4th and short. He fumbled it. Elijah Moore fumbled it. DTR fumbled it. Well, yeah, it was pretty clear this team caught a case of fumbleitis. And then you look at the defense. Only 1 sack from JOK of all people. Myles Garrett was very quiet. And I'm pretty sure he got banged up at some point because we barely saw him late in the game. And, wow. Damn. Elliott just nailed a long-range field goal to tie the game. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine not having a good kicker. I mean, us and Eagles fans, we don't relate, right? Imagine not having a good kicker. For once, I can't relate because Dustin Hopkins is that dude. I mean, he literally got us 6 points when we should have had more. Now, Russell Wilson, 13 of 22, 134 yards and a touchdown. His receivers were always getting open. Greg Newsome got cooked so many times today. We definitely missed Denzel Ward. So hopefully Denzel will be back next week because, yeah, Greg, you against Cooper Kupp. Oh, that's going to be fun. Now, on the ground, Denver had 39 carries, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground from Samaje Perine and Russell Wilson, who was running all over the place. Javonte Williams had 18 carries, 65 yards. So, yeah, they were beating us in the head in the run game. And then through the air, they had a passing touchdown to Adam Trotman, his only catch of the game. Cortland Sutton, 3 receptions, 61 yards. 2 of them were wide open, pretty much. Marvin Mims had 2 for 24. Little Jordan Humphrey had 1 for 13. Yeah, but the big difference is the sacks. They had 4. 1 from PJ Locke, right after he had a big hit on Amari Cooper. Jonathan Harris had one. I'm sorry, no, not Jonathan Harris. Josie Jewell had a sack. 1.5 from Nick Bonito, and then a half a sack from Zach Allen. So, yeah. They were getting after PJ Walker because all those sacks happened after DTR came out of the game. So, yeah, all I'm going to say is I better not see PJ Walker at quarterback next week, which it wouldn't make sense considering we're in a playoff push. And honestly, Joe Flacco, with his experience, might give us the best chance. But knowing Kevin, you never know. He'll probably start PJ Walker just because. He'll say, oh, yeah, Joe Flacco still is learning the playbook. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Just keep it simple, right? Anything but PJ Walker. I would rather have Deshaun Watson, fresh off of shoulder surgery out there, than PJ Walker. I would rather have a concussed DTR. Oh my God, PJ Walker stinks. How did we win a couple games with this guy? I know. Our defense and Jake Moody missing that field goal. Yeah, pretty much. That's how we won those games. He would have won another one, but we decided to throw the ball against Seattle. Mm-hmm. Ironic, right? Yeah, because the whole Super Bowl with Seattle, throwing the ball at the goal line. Yeah, that's tough. But yeah. Um, Looking at my post-game observations, number 1, PJ Walker can't start next week. Like I said, you already know. Number 2, this kind of loss was going to happen at some point. We've only lost 4 games, and 2 of them were by 1 possession. And of course, the one that wasn't by 1 possession was that 28-3 drubbing at home against the Ravens with DTR, who had 2 hours notice that he was starting. So this was going to happen at some point. And of course, it happens in Denver, a place where we haven't really won a lot. We've only won there a couple times. The last time we won there, 2018, with rookie year Baker Mayfield and Greg Williams at head coach. Wow, that was a fun game too. Oh boy. And then number 3, it's simple. On to LA. And for those wondering, the Browns will be spending the week in LA. They'll be practicing at UCLA this week, so that's nice. It'd be cool if DTR somehow got off the protocol, but that's asking a lot. I believe there's a stat saying where quarterbacks or anybody who has a concussion the previous week does not usually play that following week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's looking like it'll be Joe Flacco. At least I hope it'll be Joe Flacco. If it's PJ Walker, then I'm going to have no expectations heading into that Rams game. And then the good news is after that Rams game, they will have 2 straight home games against the Jags and then the Bears. So, I mean, I always thought, split these West Coast games and then come back home for the Jags. So, we'll see what happens against the Rams. Again, as always, my preview will be out on Tuesday. Of course, I'll be streaming Cavs and Hawks too. Final in-season tournament game, most likely. I don't think we're going to advance to the knockout stage. We'll see. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. And, oh, by the way, almost forgot. Game MVP. Do we even have one? Yeah. JOK. He was one of the only players on defense that really showed up, for the most part. In fact, ESPN has his stats at 12 total tackles, 7 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 QB hit. He was one of our best players on defense today. Taki looked okay. Thornhill, good to have him back. He had a QB hit too. But the only guy that got a sack was JOK. He was flying around the field like a madman, and I loved it. Now, hopefully, we get Anthony Walker back next week. That'll be nice. Hopefully, Denzel comes back, and hopefully, Joe Flacco starts because, yeah, you already know. So, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. On to LA. Beat the Rams. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Bye bye.